Marie Tendler, and welcome to Coven Quorum. This is an advice column. You submit questions, queries, conundrums, and I supply the answer. First things first, I am an expert in nothing. I have no credentials. I am not qualified. I'm just a girl with a useless master's degree, DBT skills, and a lot of therapy experience. Let's get started. A bit of light housekeeping to begin. Tadej Pogačar has won the Tour de France. Spoiler alert from a month ago. I want to vent, and I'm going to. I love to go on walks. I'll walk a path. I'll walk a road. I'll even walk uphill happily. I like to walk around my neighborhood. Walking is when I do my best thinking. Ooh, I have so many ideas when I walk. And sometimes, if I'm lucky, I get to have a fake fight with someone in my head. When you walk on a road, you walk against traffic, meaning traffic is facing you. This is so, if you get hit, you know it's coming, and you have time to let your life flash before your eyes. No, that's not why. I think it's a safety issue. I was recently reminded on a walk that no one is paying attention while they drive. Nobody. Not an old lady, not a mommy, not a high school senior. I walk in a quiet neighborhood. People are driving 40 miles an hour straight toward me, and I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna see me and pull into the other lane and give me a wide berth. No, not until a car is 20 feet in front of me does he swerve into the other lane, as if I'm not walking in bright red tracksmith shorts with a tie-dye shirt that does not match. It's visually unappealing. How do you not see me? Put your phone down. If you haven't already noticed, your Spotify chill mix basically has the same songs on it as your moody mix. You don't need to change your playlist right this second. Put your phone down. Put your phone down. This has been a public service announcement. I just want to walk my walks and think my thoughts and not get hit by the Tesla that you regret buying. For those of you who are still listening, it's time for questions. Tonight's first question comes from Alana from Los Angeles. Alana writes, my best friend of over 10 years struggled with getting pregnant. She finally got pregnant and ever since has completely cut off all contact. No messages, no phone calls, no social media interactions with me. However, she has been hanging out with mutual friends. After several months of no contact, I received her baby shower invitation. I feel awkward about going since I haven't spoken to her in months, and she hasn't reached out to me. I feel hurt, sad, and cut out. I don't want to split hairs. There was no question mark in that. But I'm going to surmise that your question is, do you go to the baby shower? I would be positively remiss if I did not draw the parallel between your situation and the secret lives of Mormon wives. Both seasons. Those 20-somethings are always getting knocked up and having awkward baby showers. Should you go to the baby shower? My answer for you is yes. Yes, you should. This is not to discount how hurt you felt by your friend's lack of contact and seemingly abrupt cutoff. What she did sounds very odd. If I were in your position, my feelings would have been hurt too. But I like to believe that under most circumstances, repair is possible. And I think that if you decline the invitation your friend has offered, you might be thwarting future repair. I'm not saying that repair needs to happen now. Maybe you're too hurt for repair right now, and that's okay. But it would be unfortunate if you let the feelings of hurt cause you to do something out of retaliation. I honestly might feel differently if this were just a friendly acquaintance. But you say this is your best friend. So perhaps this friendship can still be salvaged, if that's what you want. I hope so. That's what I hope. Accepting her offered invitation, showing up for an important moment in her life, might pave the way for repair when you guys are both ready. I'm a person who believes in kind and honest confrontation if something is really weighing on me. After her baby shower, depending on how things go, it might be worth it to go to her and say, hey, I miss you. I miss our friendship. I value you in my life, and I want to figure out what happened between us. There's a good chance that in years down the road, if you guys repair, you will look back on this time and it'll be just a tiny blip in the story of your relationship. And if that happens, I don't think you'll want to look back and not have gone to her baby shower. I can really see why you're disappointed by your friend's actions. Who knows why she did this? Trust me, pregnancy makes people do cuckoo things. Your hormones are running wild. I think it's possible that if you talk to her about it and you get curious about why this might have happened, that there's a chance that you'll hear an answer that you can accept and that you can move on from. Wouldn't that be great? Good luck, Alana. Our next question comes from Indecisive Cat Lady from Netherfield Park. She writes, should I get my cat a cat? Bingley, an orange tabby who we've had for 1.5 years, is super cuddly with an amazing, friendly personality. Everything indicates happiness, but we think there might be signs another cat could be a good idea. Now, when we come back after being gone from the apartment for more than an hour, he scream meows and demands pets. And if we're away overnight and check the cat cam, he is usually meowing in sorrow. Also, he often licks his lambskin bed as if it's a kitten. My deepest thanks for trusting me with this question. Introducing a cat to a cat can be difficult. I'm not a vet. It may surprise you to know that I'm not a vet, but I know a thing or two about cats, and they can be territorial. I have 3 cats, and they are all siblings, and they are still territorial. Sometimes Butter will be sleeping on the bed, minding her own goddamn business. Chimney will decide he doesn't want her there, so he walks over to her, bites her on the neck like he's some kind of Dracula. She runs away. He comes prancing over to me like he did something good. I don't think so, buddy. Unfortunately for everyone involved, he's too cute to stay mad at. But I do usually go get Butter and bring her up on the bed and make her repeat positive affirmations like, I belong here. Back to Bingley. Every animal is unique, and even some cats need a friend. It does sound like Bingley has some separation anxiety. My advice to you is to try fostering a cat before adopting. You can do this through almost any animal shelter or rescue. If you don't know what a foster is, it means I know what it is. The rescue or the shelter, they take an animal, they place it in your home to get it out of the shelter, to get it in a place where it's comfortable, where it's more of a domestic situation, so they know what the animal is going to behave like more when it's in a home. And it stays with you until it's adopted. Make sure you note that you have a 1.5-year-old male cat. That way the shelter can pair you maybe with a kitten or perhaps a cat that was previously in a household with other cats. Do some research on how to best introduce new cats to each other, because you shouldn't just throw them in a room together. You got to do it slow-like. Maybe he'll take to it like the dad he's meant to be. Not a stepdad, but a dad who stepped up. And if he doesn't rise to the occasion, then you will know that Bingley is manipulative and emotionally coercive. Sad meowing at the cat cam, please. Indecisive cat lady, Bingley, I wish you luck. Our last question is from Lex from Los Angeles. Do you have any advice for when you're feeling lost after a major life change trauma? Pre-trauma, I was very career-focused, but post-trauma, I couldn't care less about it. I care more about being closer to my family. It's such an abrupt change that I find myself fighting it, and it's leaving me feeling lost and confused about what I want next for my life. Ooh, Lex. This is very interesting to me. Why is it interesting to me? Besides the fact that I find people very interesting. I experienced the same phenomenon, but reversed. Sort of, kind of. Allow me to explain. I used to be very romantic relationship focused. I put everything about me aside for a romantic relationship. But now I'm much more career driven. I really care a lot about my work and what I am putting out into the world, and I am no longer willing to alter that for the sake of a romantic relationship. Now, I've heard your version of change post-trauma, and you've heard my version of change post-trauma, and I think they are both totally appropriate. We change. People change. Our nervous system changes. Our idea of what we want for ourselves changes. Change is actually the only thing we can count on. And no, I do not mean that in the nihilistic, I can't count on anyone but myself, I can't count on anything but myself sort of way. I mean it in the Tibetan Buddhism way. Girls, gays, theys, and the one straight man who may or may not be listening, yes, we have seamlessly transitioned from Bingley the emotionally manipulative orange tabby to Buddhism. A core tenet of Buddhism is that when we resist change, we create suffering for ourselves. I am no expert in Buddhism. I'm an expert in nothing. But I do meditate. And in the past few years, I have read a lot of Buddhist texts, which I will attempt to apply here. You, Lex, have this fixed idea of yourself as a person who is career-driven, who maybe doesn't need to be around family. And this fixed idea of who you are is now creating feelings of loss and confusion when the new version of yourself doesn't match up with how you have known yourself to be. And by the way, this is normal. It's normal to be destabilized by change and want to resist it. It's so annoying being a human. It is, however, a fact of life that everything, every single little thing is in a constant state of change. Even from minute to minute, nothing is the same. We are 1 minute older. Dust particles have moved. A leaf on a tree has flipped in the wind. A cat has walked from one room to another. Yes, it's Bingley, and he's going to scream meow at the cat cam. Everything has changed. And that is what is supposed to happen. Lex, who you were before trauma is different than who you are now. And that is different than who you will be in a week from now, or a year from now, or 5 years from now. I, too, am different than who I was before. Now I try to accept change as unavoidable and inevitable and to relax into it. But this takes practice, constant practice, because I'm human. And so I still want to resist things constantly. And I have to remind myself not to. I'll tell you a little anecdote about me. Before, in my old life, pre-trauma, I loved to dress up. I loved to wear fancy clothes, vintage clothing. I loved it. It made me feel like me. Post-trauma, I simply could not wear clothes that I used to wear. I couldn't handle even 1 ounce of discomfort in my clothing. I still feel that way. I started dressing pretty androgynously, and even now, every single pair of pants that I own has at least a percentage of elastic. Nary a fitted waist will you find. I was extremely thrown off when I couldn't wear my old clothes. How was I going to be me? But those clothes are not me. My romantic relationships are not me. Your job is not you. Elastic waistbands feel correct to me in the present moment, but that is also not fixed. Par exemple, as the French say. This summer, I decided that I wanted to wear more slutty dresses. Me from a year ago would never. I feel great in my slutty dresses this summer. Lex, I know what you're saying right now. What the fuck is this bitch talking about? Elastic waistbands? What? Slutty dresses? What? Don't worry, I'm about to bring it all home, I think. The point I'm trying to make here is that what you were, what you are now, and what you will become will continue to evolve and change. The change that has occurred is really nothing to fear and nothing to resist. For resisting will only cause more mental anguish. If being closer to your family would make you happy right now, be closer to your family. Maybe in a year, in a few years, something else will make you happy and will feel correct. Remember, it's normal to feel lost and confused. Don't run from these feelings because guess what? They will change too. And if you try to understand those feelings, when they do change, you will come out on the other side stronger and with a greater sense of peace. This is going to sound impossibly hard to do, and when I say it, you're going to be like, oh my God, AMT, I hate you so much. But try to welcome this metamorphosis. If we are changing, we are living. And we are so lucky to live. Lex, I wish you peace and ease. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's ruin profound pontification with a little segment I call No. MC asks, any advice on working with your ex? MC. No. Angela Monique asks, were there vitamins or techniques to get your hair as long and as full as it is? First off, thank you. But no, how your hair grows is largely genetic. Amber asks, in this 100-degree heat, I wonder, how does one handle installing an AC unit? I haven't tried, but worst case scenario, the AC unit falls into the alley. I guess I'll suffer for the rest of the summer. Amber, no! Ask your super for help. Hey, guess what? My New York Times best-selling memoir, Men Have Called Her Crazy, is now available in paperback. Paperback is cool because it's cheaper than hardcover and it's easier to carry around. Wondering if you should buy it? Don't take it from me, I'm biased. Take it from some of the other people who have written very nice things about it. Like Shannon Carlin from Time, who says, it's a stunning self-portrait of a woman trying to make sense of misogyny and sexism. Lauren Melching from The Guardian says it's a modern-day The Bell Jar. Mara Judkis from The Washington Post says dark wit and a shrewd eye for absurdities. Lastly, Wilson Wong from the New York Times Book Review says it is equally evocative and devastating. Men Have Called Her Crazy in paperback is now available wherever you buy books. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for reading. Thank you so much for joining Coven Quorum. Coven Quorum is written, produced, and edited by me, AMT. The intro and outro song is Friend or Foe by Esther Rose. If you would like to submit a question, you will find a link to do so at the About page on my Substack, annamarietendler.substack.com, or in the bio of my Instagram, @AnnaMTendler. Until next time, take care.